First things first, we just got news that the current president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is allegedly an active CIA asset. And Nigeria is calm. The National Assembly, the senators, as the NAS, nobody's, at least act like you're serious about ruling your country. Nobody in the National Assembly, in the Senate, nobody's proposing any motion for investigation before we even talk about impeachment. Now, why this is really okay, first of all, before I let you know what I think and how I feel, I want to give you a little backstory about what's going on. Now, in 2022, um, David Houdini, he's a Nigerian investigative journalist. Some of you may know him, some of you may not know him. He he investigated and released a report of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's history with narcotics, that's hard drugs in Chicago. And one of the things he revealed was that once he was apprehended, he forfeited $460,000. And you know, in the court of law, once you forfeit, is as good as being guilty. Anyway, but after that, they requested for, because now Bola Ahmed Tinubu was contesting for presidency in Nigeria. So requests were made, freedom of information requests were made to the petition to the US government, the FBI, and the DEA, CIA, several institutions freedom of information requests were petitioned to them to release the information they have about Bola Ahmed Tinubu since he's contesting for the president of Nigeria. And what United States did release information, the government released, but it was redacted. Following the release of the redacted materials, David Houdini and Alan Greenspan, they insisted that the United States provide unredacted information for the public since this guy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was contesting for president of Nigeria. The CIA and the DEA petitioned the court and told the court, this is why we're not going to release the full information. I'm going to put some of the things they said on the screen. But one of the things they said was that if I'm paraphrasing now, that if CIA agents or human resources find out that their secret is not safe with the CIA, it's going to jeopardize them and jeopardize US national security interests. But it wasn't just that. Even the DEA, once they released their reason for refusing to release the full redacted information, they said that while Nigerians have a right to know what their government is up to, Nigerians do not have a right to know what their president is up to. So if this thing is true, it's a it's a serious issue, because they're telling you that your country is being governed by someone who is not working in the interest of your country, because it says there is credible proof that can say this guy is a CIA agent, probably even an active CIA agent, and the whole country is quiet. The whole country is quiet. Do you know what it? Like I said earlier, this clearly shows that this guy, whatever it is he's going to do there, he's not working in the interest of your country. Even when I went to WikiLeaks and I searched his name in WikiLeaks, you can do it. Visit the WikiLeaks website and search his name, and you find out that while he was governor of Lagos State, based on the information on WikiLeaks, and you can just go through it, while he was governor of Lagos State, he was always in the US embassy giving information, or as they say, he was ratting other politicians within Nigeria. So who knows how deep he is in this thing? So how can you trust him to make decisions for Nigeria if he's allegedly an active CIA agent, meaning he's working for the interests of the United States? You know, there's a joke we used to make in Nigeria. I've seen it several times, because when Tinubu travels to other parts of the world, in some images you see he's so far from the when when they take this their group image, the group pictures, maybe it's at the Korea Africa Forum or maybe China Africa Forum, all these international forums they go for, like even the G20. Tinubu is, in not all, but in most pictures, Tinubu is so far. People are always like, oh no, even international society, nobody wants to associate with him. But now that this information has come out, I'm thinking, really thinking, is it that because many of these world leaders, they too have their intelligence? Is it that some of them may have gotten information that this person is a CIA agent? So you have to be careful of what you say around, because at this point you don't know. At this point you cannot say. Do you understand? You don't know how deep he is in this thing. You don't know how, because honestly, people have been saying this several for a very long time, that this administration and the one before now, they were set up to break Nigeria's economic back, because it's hard to explain how Nigeria can go from an economy of 500 and something billion dollars in 2015, projected to hit $1 trillion in 2026. Nigeria can go from that, and no, Nigeria is like, even if you just hands off, the Nigerian economy will run. You don't need to do too much to make Nigerians productive, because Nigerians are very hardworking people. So you don't need to do too much to make Nigerians productive. Even if you just allow Nigeria be, Nigeria is going to grow. So I've been thinking, several people have brought up this, and I've been really thinking, because how can an economy be on the trajectory of hitting $1 trillion in 2026 when it was at 500 and something billion dollars in 2015? And as we speak, from the Buhari administration to the Tinubu administration, in a time frame of 8 years, Nigeria has gone from that to just a little over 200 billion. It has to have been an intentional act. Now, this is why we are questioning, what is this about? Even during the campaign, there was a video that went viral of this current president, Tinubu, where he said we have to reduce the purchasing power of the people. Blah blah blah. He was talking about Nigeria, reducing Nigeria's purchasing power. So yes, it was taken out of context, because there's credible evidence to say, okay, it was taken out of context. But the way this thing happened, right? The way this thing happened, of the economic sabotage of Nigeria, is now making me think of everything, both the statement he made on the campaign trail, the this information coming out that he's allegedly an active CIA agent. This is beginning to make me think, because to bring Nigeria to just barely a little bit over 200 billion, it has to have been an intentional effort. Now my question is, who is Tinubu working for? Clearly, it's not the Nigerian people, because the whole issue with insecurity has not been fixed. Okay, fine, we don't expect it to happen magically, but we are not even seeing steps taken to curb insecurity in Nigeria. The economy, what we just spoke about, it has impoverished a lot of Nigerians, right? Even apart, so everything. Sometimes you see some deals that he's signing up to. The only thing that is coming out of him, just the same way I'm seeing it with Kenya, the only thing that is coming out of Tinubu is tax loan, tax the people, get loan, tax the people, get loan. And you're like, okay, all the loans that you are taking, what are you using it to do? The taxation you're collecting from the people, what are you using it to do? You tell me that this thing is not intentional sabotage. Another important question to ask is, now that this information has come out, why is our National Assembly and Senate, everybody is quiet? Nobody's asking for investigation. Because that is what you do if this is not state capture. That is what you do. Even if you, okay, let's just act as, you may not be serious about the investigation. Say, let's just do the investigation. And we already know we are going to say there's no credible evidence and blah, 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 and throw this whole story under the carpet. Well, nobody even in the House or in the Senate, nobody even pushed the motion. Can we investigate this thing? How can the commander in chief be allegedly a CIA agent? How can your commander in chief, the one who gives instruction to your armed forces, be allegedly a CIA agent and the whole country is quiet? This is state capture. The whole country is quiet. Like I mentioned earlier, in the next segment, I want to talk about this whole democracy thing. But this is what you begin to look at, right? And you say, what is even this democracy? What is this democracy? If the DEA told us in black and white, I'll put it on the screen. The DEA told us in black and white that while Nigerians have a right to know what their government is up to, they do not have a right to know what their president is up to. Who is the president making decisions for? Is it not the people? The day he decided to campaign and to run for office, he became a public official. Therefore, what is going on with him, especially in regards to Nigeria, it should be public knowledge. But the DEA just told you that you have no right to know Nigeria. They just told you. You can kick and scream and say, oh, this is not democracy because this is not the way democratic society should work. They just told you, they don't give an F. They don't give an F. You don't have a right to know what your president is up to, even if your president is an active CIA agent. One of the biggest issues that I have with this whole structure of governance in Africa, but I want to use Nigeria now because we are talking about Nigeria. One of the biggest issue I have is the way everybody is in the pocket of the president. The judiciary is the executive is in the pocket of the president. The legislative arm is in the pocket of the president. The judiciary arm is in the pocket of the president. So everybody's now thinking, oh, myself, myself. They don't want to do their job. Because if you look at the United States now, I'll give you an example, right? We all know that there's this whole movement, this shadow government, this Joe Biden is looking like the president, but he's not the person who is making the policy. Is arguably, you can argue that he's not the person making the policies that govern the United States, because whether you have Democrats or Republican, US foreign policy is generally the same. But after the United States gave permission to Ukraine to use American attack arms missiles to strike into Russia, there was serious debates and objection in the United States. Even some politicians in the House, they even spoke about impeaching Biden on that. Yes, it didn't go anywhere, but at least there were people who were revolting and saying this is bad. Why am I bringing it? Because I'm bringing this up because the way governance is supposed to, particularly this kind of this type of structure of government that we run of the three arms, the judiciary is there, the legislative is there, and the executive is there to serve as checks and balances. Not one part of governance of government can control everything, right? That's the way it's supposed to run. But I'm bringing this up now because in Nigeria, it's like everybody is, oh, Mr. President, sir. There is no, you don't know the value of your seat, of your office. You don't know what it is. They don't know the value of the office. Because tell me why not one person spoke about investigating these allegations that the president of Nigeria, the commander in chief of the armed forces, the number one person in the country is likely a CIA agent. Nobody said anything. We need a complete overhaul of the system. True. We need a complete overhaul of this system. I'm just tabling this here so that everybody will know. Because if elected officials, the government, the three arms of government will not do anything about it, the least the people can do is to keep talking about it so that posterity will bear us witness. History will bear us witness that we spoke up. That is why I'm lending my voice to raise alarm for everybody to know that there is credible evidence from the CIA itself, the CIA and the DEA. They sent this to the courts in the United States and to say this is the reason why we are not going to release, we are not going to unredact the information released about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the whole country is moving on as if nothing happened. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. That the most populous nation in Africa, is likely governed, allegedly governed by an active CIA agent. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your family and your friends, and even those who are not your friends, so we can expand and spread this word to everyone around the world.